Welcome to the Narc Opp, where truth cuts through the fog. Today we explore Stoicism, a philosophy of strength, and how it stands against the games of the narcissist. Narcissists thrive on emotional chaos, while Stoicism thrives on inner calm. This clash is no accident. Stoicism was built for storms. Narcissists create storms. When you hold to Stoicism, you deny them their favorite weapon, your reaction. The narcissist wants your emotions raw and unguarded. They need you pulled into their drama, losing your footing, losing your sense of self. The Stoic says no. The Stoic says, you cannot control me, because I control myself. The practice of Stoicism builds a fortress around your mind. That fortress does not need walls of stone. It is made of perspective, self-control, and reason. Epictetus, a Stoic slave turned teacher, said it clearly. It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them. The narcissist throws daggers of words, silent treatments, insults, or false praise. Yet Stoicism reminds us the meaning of those daggers comes only from how we interpret them. If we see them as truth, we bleed. If we see them as manipulation, we stand. This is why Stoicism frustrates narcissists. They cannot penetrate a disciplined mind. Narcissists exploit people who believe happiness comes from others. They dangle approval like bait on a hook. Stoicism cuts the line. A Stoic understands happiness comes from virtue, from character, from within. Not from compliments, not from validation, not from applause. When a narcissist sees you detach from their hook, they panic. They cannot control what they cannot tempt. Stoicism is not weakness, it is not silence, it is not submission. It is awareness, it is choosing your response, it is watching the narcissist rage, and instead of fueling the fire, you refuse to add kindling. You answer with clarity, or you don't answer at all. This drives them mad, because they crave chaos, but Stoicism feeds them none. The Stoic practices control over only what can be controlled, their thoughts, their actions, their choices. The narcissist hates this, because their entire arsenal is aimed at what you feel. They want to twist your thoughts, poison your decisions, infect your peace. But Stoicism keeps the door locked. You are the guard at the gate of your mind. No narcissist enters without your permission. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal that the obstacle is the way. Stoics transform adversity into growth. When narcissists attempt to wound you, you turn their attacks into training. Every insult becomes proof of your self-mastery. Every smear campaign becomes proof of your resilience. The narcissist hands you lessons in strength without meaning to. Stoicism turns their cruelty into your power. Narcissists thrive in environments where people overreact. Their goal is escalation, not resolution. But the Stoic trains to respond with reason, not rage. That doesn't mean you never feel. It means you never let feelings drive your ship off course. The narcissist wants a storm. The Stoic sails straight through calm seas, no matter the waves. Detachment is a Stoic shield. The narcissist tests boundaries. They want to know how far they can push. When you detach, they cannot read you, they cannot predict you, they cannot script you into their play. You become the actor who walks off stage. The show collapses without you. Stoicism removes you from the theater of abuse. Narcissists crave control of the narrative. They smear, they gossip, they twist stories. But Stoicism teaches that reputation is not who you are. Character is who you are. As long as you remain aligned with virtue, you cannot be destroyed by lies. The Stoic stands in truth, while the narcissist drowns in their own deceit. Narcissists push for urgency. They demand answers, reactions, energy on their timeline. Stoicism slows everything down. The Stoic says, I will respond when reason dictates, not when you demand. This cracks the narcissist. Illusion of power. They can scream, but you remain unmoved. They can manipulate, but you remain unshaken. Stoicism is not about tolerating abuse. It is about clarity in action. The Stoic sees reality as it is, without distortion. Abuse is recognized, named, and then either disengaged from or confronted with strategy, not with desperation. Narcissists hate when you see clearly, because their whole strategy relies on distortion. Narcissists thrive on entitlement. Stoics thrive on gratitude. Where the narcissist complains, the Stoic gives thanks. Gratitude turns every loss into a lesson, every betrayal into freedom, every discard into release. Gratitude destroys the narcissist's illusion of scarcity. They cannot scare you with threats of loss, because you already find enough within yourself. The Stoic says, control what you can, accept what you cannot. A narcissist never accepts. They demand, they rage, they sulk, they manipulate. Their life is endless resistance to reality. The Stoic, however, flows with reality, and this makes them unbreakable. To live in acceptance is to live beyond the reach of the narcissist's tantrums. Narcissists feed on fear. Fear of abandonment, fear of judgment, fear of being unloved. The Stoic faces fear and dismantles it with reason. If abandonment comes, so be it. If judgment comes, so be it. If love is withheld, so be it. Fear loses its grip when you stop bargaining with it. The narcissist loses their grip when you stop bargaining with them. Narcissists cannot stand accountability. The Stoic demands it of themselves daily. A Stoic wakes and examines their actions. A Stoic reviews their words before sleep. A narcissist avoids the mirror, while a Stoic lives in it. This difference is what separates delusion from truth. The narcissist hides. The Stoic refines. Stoicism thrives on discipline. Narcissists thrive on indulgence. They gorge on admiration, on power, on ego strokes. But the Stoic practices restraint. Restraint in words, restraint in reactions, restraint in attachments. The narcissist cannot understand this because their appetite is endless. But discipline is freedom, and freedom is what the Stoic claims. Narcissists want chaos in your heart. They want you second-guessing yourself. Stoicism roots you in reason. Is this in my control? No. Then let it go. Every time you repeat this, you untangle yourself from their chaos. Every time you practice this, their games lose impact. Their claws cannot dig into what you refuse to carry. A Stoic's peace is the narcissist's nightmare. Because peace cannot be provoked, peace cannot be baited, peace cannot be stolen. Peace is the weapon they cannot touch. They throw fire, but it burns no one. They throw insults, but they land nowhere. They lose their power when your peace is unshakable. The narcissist thrives on making you question your worth. They gaslight, they belittle, they plant seeds of doubt. Stoicism roots worth in virtue, not approval. You know who you are by what you practice, not by what they say. If your worth is anchored in integrity, no smear can uproot you. Narcissists cannot devalue what you refuse to sell. Narcissists crave reaction, but Stoicism craves reflection. Narcissists erupt without thought. Stoics pause and examine. That pause is deadly to manipulation. In the pause, you see the game. In the pause, you reclaim power. That pause is where freedom lives. Narcissists think they own time. They pressure. They rush. They guilt you into speed. But the Stoic slows down. Slow enough to breathe, slow enough to see, slow enough to choose. The narcissist cannot function at this pace. Their games need urgency, but you are not in a hurry. Narcissists fear exposure. Stoicism brings light. By living consistently in truth, you shine a light on their shadows. You don't need to fight their lies with lies. You don't need to fight their smear with smear. Your life itself becomes the rebuttal. The Stoic life exposes the narcissist without a single word. Stoicism is survival, but it is also victory. Not just getting through abuse, but coming out stronger. The narcissist thought you would be broken. Stoicism makes you whole. They thought you would collapse. Stoicism makes you rise. They thought they would win. Stoicism makes them irrelevant. This has been the Narc Opp. Remember, the narcissist feeds on reaction. Stoicism starves them. Practice reason, practice control, practice peace. Reclaim your life. Subscribe to the Narc Opp for more tools of strength. Like, share, and spread the word. This is how we dismantle the narcissist's illusion, together.